What up, world? Established Rich coming right back at you. Listen, Pooh Shiesty is home. The Memphis rapper who had the streets on fire, the internet in a frenzy, and the game in a grip is back. And whether you love him or hate him, you can't deny that his return to hip-hop is a moment.
Slide mobile. Come on, bro, you gotta get in with me, man. So look at your rim. Look at your rim now.
Get your phone up.
Put my phone on there.
Latrell Williams, known as Pooh Shiesty, was a name you could not avoid 4 or 5 years ago. Every club, every street, every block, somebody was yelling, "Get it back in blood." When that record hit, it was like lightning striking the culture. A new voice out of Memphis that could paint a picture with every bar. And he didn't just give the streets an anthem. He gave them a whole image. The balaclava became the Shiesty mask. Think about that. A fashion trend named after a street rapper. That's cultural impact. But let's be real. The same street energy that made him popular is the same energy that damn near destroyed him. 2020, a robbery and shootout. Caught on camera for the whole world to see. Instead of back in blood, it was back in court. The charges stacked up. Firearms, violence, trafficking. Pooh Shiesty pled guilty and he got 63 months. Over 5 years of his life gone before he reached 25. Listen, when you make it out the trenches, your biggest opposition is not your enemy. It's your old habits. You can lead a block, but if you don't change your mindset, those habits are still with you. And if you don't kill it, it'll kill everything you work for. Pooh had the world in his hands. Money, fame, clout. But he was still operating with street rules in a corporate industry. That's a dangerous mix because the industry might celebrate the image, but the feds are gonna come for the reality. And they did. They made an example out of him. 63 months in federal custody, locked away in Pennsylvania. No cameras, no stage, no crowd, just 4 walls and time to think. But here's the beauty of it. He's still young enough to rewrite his story. 25 years old, the same age as Tupac was when he died. Let that sink in. Tupac was still figuring himself out too. A work in progress, still trying to figure out how to balance fire and focus. And that's what Pooh Shiesty is right now. A talented, troubled young man who's got a second chance at greatness. And look, I'm not expecting him to come home and be a role model. I'm just expecting him to be a man who learned from his mistakes. Because growth don't come from talking, it comes from living. And he's lived enough to know how fast it can all disappear. The moment he stepped out that prison gate, dripped in Gucci, chains on his neck, money in his hand, he looked like someone who still believes he's built for this life. But now it's about what he builds with it. Is he gonna rebuild his legacy or repeat the same mistakes? His conditions are clear. No drugs, random tests, and he must report to his probation officer. That's the government's way of saying, we watching you. But that don't have to be a curse. That could be his guardrail, his protection from himself. The real test ain't the music, it's the mindset. Because talent has never been his issue. Discipline has. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. If he locks in, if he channels that energy into evolution, not violence, he could dominate the game again. But he gotta understand something. The game has changed. The industry ain't about street cred no more. It's about strategy and good music. And if he's smart, he'll realize that being alive and free is the biggest flex you could ever have. That's the truest form of winning. And I'm rooting for Shiesty, I am. Not because I expect perfection, but because I expect redemption. If you can fall and get back up, if you can learn and grow, then you deserve another shot. And this is his. The world is watching, the culture is watching, and most importantly, them young dudes who grew up wanting to be him are watching too. So I hope he makes his next move his best move, because hip-hop needs more redemption stories than Rico cases. But hey, that's just my opinion. What's yours? Like, comment, subscribe, Established Rich. I'll be back with another one. Peace.